Hi guys, we have one more problem today, that is add 1 to number. So the problem description given here is given a non-negative number represented as an array of digits, add 1 to the number. The digits are stored such that the most significant digit is at the head of the list. Okay, so this problem has one more constraint, that is there should not be any leading zeros in the output. Okay, so the array size can vary from 1 to 10 to the power 6. An example is given here, that is if the input array has 1, 2, 3 as the elements, then if you add 1 to this array, 1 to the element of the array, so you're going to get an output like 1, 2 and 4. So let us further understand what problem is given here. Okay, you should also always make an habit to ask the interviewer regarding what all constants or what all special cases the problem can have. Okay, uh, for example, if the array has elements 1, 2, 3 and 4, and if you add 1 to it, so it's going to become 1, 2, 3, 5. 4 plus 1, 5. Let's take another example. If you have the input array like 1, 2, 3, 9, and if you add 1 to it, so the result array will be 1, 2, 4, 0, because 9 plus 1, 10, and 1 will get carried away to 3, so it becomes 4. Now you would be thinking like, oh, in which conditions might you get zeros as leading elements? So consider this array where there are two zeros, then 9 as the input array, and if you add 1 to it, the resultant array will become 0, 1, 0. So this is the case where you would be removing the leading zeros, that is this first leading zero here, and the resultant array will become 1, 0. Okay, so let's discuss the code for this problem. Let's see the solution for this plus 1 addition problem. So in the main method, I have created an array list. So suppose this array lists have the value 1, 2 and 4. Okay, now I have a solution class, so I'm calling the creating an object of the solution class, and then I'm calling the get plus 1 method with this array as the argument. Okay, so so this is where I have implemented the code to solve this problem. So I have created a new array list here, and I have created an integer 1. Okay, this is the one which is to be added to the element present in this list, that is 1, 2 and 4. Okay, so what I'm doing here is so this array list which we receive in the get plus 1 method, so this has the value, that is 1, 2 and 4. Okay, okay, so I am going to add 1 to this last element. So what I am doing here is I am looping uh, I'm looping in this list from the backward direction, means from 4 to then 1. Okay, because I need to add 1 to the last digit. Okay, so I have taken in for loop, and I am starting it from a dot size minus 1, that is array dot size minus 1. So its length is, so we have three elements in the array, in the array, that is 1, 2 and 4, which are having in indexes as 0, 1, 2. Okay, so this for loop will be looping from index 2 to 0. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I have declared an integer as sum, then I am trying to fetch the last element, that is 4, and I am adding 1 to it. Okay, so here what happens is uh, I am doing 4 plus 1, okay, that is 5. Okay, and in the next step I am doing the modular division of 5, that is 5 mod 10. Okay, okay, so if I do this here, so what I'm getting is I'm getting the last element itself, I'm getting the element itself that is present in sum, that is 5. And this 5 I am adding it to a list. Suppose I am creating a new list here and I am adding the 5 to here. Okay. Before that, what I am doing is I am uh, dividing the sum by 10. So if I do this, so the sum here is 5, and if I divide it by 10, so it's going to become 0. Okay, so we are getting the carry as 0 now. Okay, and the list has 5 as the only element. Okay, so in the second iteration, so uh, so the index it will point to 2. Okay, 2. So the sum again becomes 2 plus carry. Carry is already 0. So the digit becomes 2 modular division 10, that is 2, and sum becomes 2 divided by 10, and sorry, the carry becomes 2 divided by 10, that is 0. Okay, so when the index points to 2, here we'll get 2 plus carry is already 0 in the previous step, so this becomes 2, and digit it becomes 2 modular division by 10, so it becomes 2. Okay, and carry is sum by 10, sum is 2 by 10, it stays as 0. Okay, and in the last step we add 2 to the list. Okay, so in the next iteration uh, one would also get added in the list. So here one crucial thing you notice is that we had the original array like 1, 2 and 4, but uh, when we perform these operations, like we are entering the element in the list in a reverse manner. Okay, so it was 1 to 4, so ideally it should have become 1 to 5. However, we are uh, putting the values in the list as 5 to 1. Okay, okay, so we'll deal with that in the upcoming steps. So here I have added one more step like if there is a carry remaining, then we need to add it to list. I will discuss like on which case this condition is going to get executed. Okay, we had a constraint in the original problem that we need to remove zeros. Okay, leading zeros. Okay, so uh, so this also I'll be discussing like at on which test case like we need to do this, but for the time being you can skip this two part. I'll be explaining this to in the next scenario. Okay, now to print this, what I'm going to do. Okay, okay, so I create another array list called result. Okay, and again I create one for loop which loops from the end to the beginning. So usually loops execute from 0 to end, but in this case I'm executing it from the end to the beginning. Okay, so what I do here is let's see what our uh, list looks like, what the element in the list looks like. Okay, so as discussed, it looks something like this. Okay, okay, so we have 5 to 1. Okay, but we need 1 to 5. That's the reason I am looping it from back. Okay, so I'll first fetch 1, then I'll fetch 2, then I'll fetch 5. So the result array will look something like this. So it's running from this end, okay, till the beginning. So our resultant array will look like this. Okay, so 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 are you getting my point? So like so we have achieved what was asked us to do in the problem statement. Okay, so let's see a test case where this if carry is equal to 1 will hit. So suppose you have 999 in the array list, and if you are executing this code, so once this part of the code is executed, your list will be having values like 0, 0 and 0. So you can iterate over this for loop and find it out by yourself, like I did the previous time. So in this case the list will be having 0, 0, 0 in the situation where the array list has 9, 9 and 9 as the elements, and here in this case one carry will be left out as 1 even after this entire for loop is executed. Okay, so in that case simply what this function is going to do, so this is going to be true, and in the list we are going to add uh, the remaining carry, that is 1. Okay. So this is one of the cases where this if carry is equal to 1, this piece of code will hit. Okay, see a test case where this part of the code will get executed. Like the original problem statement said, like we need to remove the leading zeros. So how to do that, like in which test case like we will get such scenario. Suppose I am not going through the code which I have written earlier, because I have already discussed that, so you can iterate through that code based on the example which I'll give now. So I'll simply discuss the remaining part, that is where the leading zeros are removed, how it is removed. Suppose we have an input like for example take it's 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, and we are adding 1 to that. Okay, okay, we're adding 1 to that. Okay, so how this is going to uh, get entered in the list. Okay, so in the list we are traversing from the end. Okay, so we are entering values from the end, as discussed in the above step. So after this all this piece of code is executed. Okay, so the list will look somewhat like this: 4, 2, 1, 0, 0. Okay, uh, okay, so here uh, the way we have written the code, the leading zeros here turns out to be the zeros at the end of the list. Okay. Okay, so what we do here is, so in order to remove it, like, we are taking the size of the list -1, okay, and placing it an integer. Okay, so we are iterating through the list, so till we are getting a 0 we are removing the value at that index, okay, in the list. Okay, so after this piece of code is executed, your list will look something like this. Okay, then in the next piece of code, what we are doing is we're simply reversing the statement, reversing the list back again. Okay, so it will look like 1, 2, and 4. Okay, okay. Our initial statement was something like this. Initial input array content element like this. Okay, so now it turns out to be something like this. So the leading zeros are eliminated, okay, in this step. Okay, I hope you are able to understand what I'm trying to explain. Please like, comment, and share this video, and if you have any feedback, please reply on the comment. Thank you.